Alright, how you doing today? So, I want to go over the 4.3 subnetting mastery. So this one's pretty straightforward. You just watch the videos and get an understanding as to what you're doing, and make a video going over the 7 elements of a subnetting question and what do they mean, how do you use and create a subnet cheat sheet, provide 2 examples in which you demonstrate the use of a subnet cheat sheet. Alright, so I'm not able to show you, but you'll be able to hear the page flapping. So, for the cheat sheet, the 7 elements of a subnetting question, so I'm going to list them off. It's going to be network ID, the first IP address in each subnetwork, the broadcast IP, the last IP address in each subnetwork, the first host IP, the IP address after the network ID, the last host IP, the IP address before the broadcast IP, the next network ID of the next subnetwork, IP address, or number of IP addresses, the number of IP address in the subnetwork, and the CIDR subnet converts between CIDR and subnet mask. So that's all of them right there. But for the cheat sheet, the way you create it is, you got 3 sections. You got group size, you got subnet, and you got CIDR. So for the group size, going from right to left, you're going to double it until you hit 128. And then for subnet, you're going to start at 128, and then go to 192, to 224, to 240, to 248, to 252, to 5, to 254, and then to 255. So it's reverse. And then for CIDR, you're going to go from right to left, which is going to be 32 going down to 25. And then that's going to be your cheat sheet. So, using the cheat sheet and using the subnetting guidelines, we're going to solve 2. So the photos, they give me some good help on how they were going to be and everything, but let's go ahead and dive into it. So, for the subnet 10.2.2.88/27, so you would start with 27. That would put you in the what do you call it? The 27th column, right there. And for the CIDR, that would put you for the subnet of 224. So the subnet would be 255.255.255.224. And then that would get you to, what do you call it? So, excuse me, I'm thinking. So you would take 32 and apply that to the 88, and you would double 32 until you hit 88 or went past it. So it would get to 64 before it went over. So that would be the network ID. And then you go 1 up from that would be the first host IP. And then the next network ID will be 96. and then subtract 1 from that would be the broadcast IP, which would be 95. And then subtract 2 from, or subtract 1 from that, and that would be the last host IP, which would be 94. And then the number of IP addresses in total would be 32. Yeah. Alright, moving on. Another one. It's going to be 10.2.2.111/25. So you're immediately going to look at the CIDR for subnet mask, which is going to be that 25. So that group of 25, you're going to put us in the 128 group size. So the subnet mask would be 255.255.255.128. And moving on for the network IP, so you're going to multiply, or you're going to double it until you hit the target, which is 111. So obviously we're already over. So the IP before that would be 0, and then and then you take the 128 minus 1 would be 127 for the broadcast IP. For the first host IP, it would be 1. For the last host IP, it'd be 126. And then for the next network, it would be 128. And then the total IPs would be 128, since the group size would be 128 due to the cheat sheet. But that is everything. Let me know how I did, and thank you for having me. Bye-bye.